What's up, Cooking with Tammy family? Tonight I'm going to show you how to make a delicious creamy garlic butter ground beef and pasta dish. Quick and easy for the weeknight or the weekend. Let's get to cooking. I have my pan. Right now we're working on the pan getting nice and warm, but in the meanwhile we are going to introduce our pasta. Let's add a good amount of salt to the water because the pasta obviously has no flavor just yet. I'm going to stir that on up to help the salt to break down into the water. All right, once it's dissolved, we are going to add our Gemelli pasta. Okay, now here's the thing. Add whatever pasta you want to add. If you want to add penne pasta, rigatoni, vermicelli, totally up to you. We are going to boil our pasta until it's al dente because this is a much thinner type pasta. It's not going to take much time whatsoever. So refer to the back of the box for the cooking directions or instructions. Our pan is nice and hot. So here's the thing. I'm going to be using organic lean ground beef. All right. Now, if you're going to be using a regular cut of ground beef, don't add the oil. Trust me on that one because you're going to have an oily mess. But because this is a leaner cut of ground beef, I am going to add a small drizzle of olive oil to get the party started, of course. All right. Let's add it to the pan. Come on, ground beef. I know there's somebody out there who may want to use, let's say, maybe ground pork, ground turkey, or even ground chicken. This is going to be a universal recipe. The other thing is this, because we're creating a creamy garlic butter sauce. Woo! If you want to use ground chicken, now would be the perfect time. It's going to be delicious. Nevertheless, if you want to use ground turkey, same thing. It's going to be good. Trust me when I tell you that. Ground beef is looking good, all right? As you can see, we don't have that excess oil going on. However, we do have some retained water, all right, in the pan, but that's totally okay. If your ground beef has a lot of excessive oil in the pan, go ahead, grab some paper towels or just drain it off, basically. Let's go in and add these onions. These are sweet Vidalia onions. We love a lot of onions around here, so we went all out when it came down to the onions. However, if you want to swap the onions for shallots, you definitely can. We're going to cook them until they're nice and translucent and fragrant. In the meanwhile, while the onions are doing what they got to do in order to flavor our ground beef, we are going to add some garlic paste. Let's get that garlic in there. We want a nice garlicky flavor going on. Let's incorporate everything together. All right. Getting that nice aroma going on. So that would be the perfect indication to start seasoning. All right, baby. Onion powder. The onion powder has a different flavor profile from the actual diced Vidalia onions. We're going to add some garlic powder as well. Italian seasoning. Make sure you have a good infused Italian seasoning, one with basil and all of the different herbs. Let's add a hint of spice, red chili flakes, to wake this up just a bit. We're also gonna add some, what is this one? Smoked paprika. I thought it was regular. But we're gonna add our smoked paprika for a nice smoky element of that flavor, of course. Nice smoky element of flavor coming right up. Let's also add some regular paprika for a subtle flavor, but we're also trying to enhance the color as well. All right, Worcestershire sauce. 3 flavor complexities. We have the acidity, we have the sweet, and the savory. This is your best friend. Unless you have an allergy to anchovies, okay? It's all good to use the Worcestershire sauce, but it does contain anchovies. Stir it on up really, really good. So if you have maybe like a seafood allergy, you might want to check that out first. As you can see, our ground beef has a nice color going on. All of that retained water that was in the pan is actually drying out, so you're starting to hear that sizzle, all right? We're turning it up in the kitchen. We got a 2-part bouillon mix going on. I went ahead and added some chicken bouillon and beef bouillon. Stir that on up as well. 2-for-1 special, if you will. Okay, now that everything is perfectly combined, we're gonna allow the ground meat to cook for an additional 30 seconds, right? Because I want those flavors to marry and literally intertwine with one another. You know what I'm saying? It's only gonna bring out the best flavor. Sometimes cooking things for an additional minute makes the ultimate difference. To our ground beef, we are gonna add some butter. All right. Allow the butter to melt into the ground beef, of course. And let's add some flour. The flour is going to act as a thickening agent. We are gonna allow the flour to cook, or in this instance, we're gonna allow it to toast up for an additional 30 seconds, okay? Because we don't want the sauce that we're gonna create to taste like dough. So it's very important that you allow it to fry some more before adding any additional ingredients, especially liquid. All right, because we've added the flour, as you can see, it coated the bottom of the pan, okay, which is good. That just means that the flour has been cooked all the way through. With that being said, it's time to deglaze. Let's add some beef broth and lift those flavors from the bottom of the pan. We're gonna take our spoon or spatula and assist with lifting those bits from the bottom of the pan, okay? Once our pan is nice and smooth at the bottom, let's add some heavy cream. Stir that on in. We want this to be super, super creamy, all right? So we are also gonna add some cream cheese, of course. If I can get it out the package, that would be perfect. We're also gonna add some sour cream for a nice contrast of flavors. All right, we're gonna use the back of the spatula to smash this cream on out. Whenever using any type of cream when it comes down to cooking, make sure it's room temperature. It makes it a lot easier to maintain and control. If you wanna break it down, it breaks down much easier than having to fight and chase it all around the pan. If you wanna go ahead and grab a whisk to help break it down, you could definitely use a whisk as well. We're gonna add some freshly grated Parmesan cheese. If you want your sauce to be nice and creamy, I would suggest that you invest in a block of Parmesan cheese and grate it yourself, okay? Skip out on all of that silicone dioxide and all of those anti-caking agents and different things. You don't need that in your sauce. You need a nice, rich, creamy, textured sauce. All right, see how this is coming out so far? This is gorgeous, beautiful, all right? Add a little bit more because we love a delicious nutty flavor around here. You just can't get enough. I'm gonna hold some of the cheese back for later, of course, all right? We're gonna keep stirring. We're gonna make sure everything has broken down. I'm gonna go in there with a little bit of my all-purpose chicken seasoning. Even though it says chicken seasoning, it is a universal seasoning, okay? Could use it on any and everything. It's gonna give it a nice herbaceous, and it's also gonna wake up the flavors. Let's go ahead and add some of our bacon bits. I didn't tell you we have bacon, right? Stir that in as well. I went ahead and reserved some of our pasta water just in case. We may need it, may not need it, but still reserve some pasta water just in case. I'm gonna go ahead and strain it off. We're gonna add our pasta to the sauce, of course. All right, I'm just gonna add half for now, and I'm gonna stir, not even stir, but more so fold the sauce into the pasta. Well, actually fold the pasta into the sauce. Tammy, what are you talking about? All right, this looks absolutely delightful so far. Let's add the remaining pasta. While we're doing that, let's go in there with some parsley, of course, freshly chopped parsley. And if you feel like your pasta is slightly dry and not saucy enough, that's when you're going to come in with your reserved pasta water, and it's going to help your sauce to become nice and silky. Okay, all of the carbs that's in the water is going to help with the flavor as well, and it's just going to give you that nice smooth silky sauce that we all desire when it comes to comfort food. All right, going to add a little bit more. Because adding the cheese, if you add too much, it could kind of thicken up the sauce a little bit more than you may want it to. That happens, you rely on the pasta water to balance things out, okay? And that's it. I'm gonna continue, add some more parsley for the finishing touches. And of course, the remaining bacon bits. Alrighty. Turn the stovetop off. Let's go in with our Parmesan cheese. Perfect. And dinner is ready to be served. About 30 minutes on the clock. This is gorgeous. And it smells absolutely delightful. It smells amazing. Wow, it smells so good. All right, who's ready for a plate? Just let me know. I pass it through. Alrighty, nice and saucy. Okay. Ooh, we nice and hot and beautiful. Got the cheese pull. Goodness gracious. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Hey, hey. This is good. You ever tasted something so good you just don't know what to say? So the only thing left to do is to start dancing because you're like, wait, I don't even know what to say at this point. The creamy garlic butter Parmesan flavored sauce that we created, it pairs perfectly with our pasta and everything else. All of those spirals is just sucking all of the sauce in between each little crevice. It's just absolutely delicious. Nothing else to say besides don't forget to check out cookingwithtammy.shop. Be sure to check out my other site, royaltyprincessgems.com. I sell like little girly stuff on that site for, you know, the kids and stuff like that. Got to think about the kids, of course. Give this recipe a try. Let me know what you think. All of these recipes, honest opinion, absolutely flavorful, quick and easy. I definitely catch you guys in another video, and I talk to you later. Bye, guys.